Okay, so we're working on this gorgeous 350D. We'll just call it the D. So just, it's more simple and it's, yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. So when the seller, when I went to meet the seller, he had told me that the carb had been gone through and the fuel tank had been replaced, and I guess to me it looks like the fuel tank probably has been replaced. It does look new to me. That's interesting because I notice, I'm sorry, work with me here. Right on down there you see some nuts in the side of the tank. There's there's 4 of them there. I'm sorry, I'll pay attention to the camera. There's 2 down there and 2 right there. I'm gonna have to find out what's supposed to be and isn't attached to that. So again, the seller wasn't exactly square with me here, but so he's trying to start this machine. Don't get me wrong, super nice guy, real nice guy, but I don't think he was straight with me. He's trying to start it, and he's trying to bend the connecting rod because there's gas pouring out of it, and he keeps cranking on it. Luckily, the battery gave out. All right, well, let's see. Okay, the clasp is here. Very good, very good. So all 4, clamps are there. Okay, well, that is as clean as can be. Looks wonderful. All right, good to see. Now that is like a brand new Moose air filter. Let me get a regular screwdriver and we'll take that off. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, and there's no cage. Huh. Look, there's a big piece of dirt inside the new filter, and there's no cage. I don't know what mechanic he took this to, but maybe it's best to not take anything to him ever again. Just 1 minute here, and I'm gonna show you the inside of that air box. Oh, who in their right mind puts a new air filter in that? That's terrible. Yeah. Well, we'll be removing that air box altogether, I guess. I'm sure there's just, there's 2 fasteners there and there. So, well, we'll just take that out, and that'll have to get cleaned. That's really bad. That's really bad. All right. So, anyway, let's see if we can't. I'm on limited time here, but let's see if we can't get that carb out. Because, like I say, when the guy was trying to sell it to me, gas was pouring out of the overflow tube. So, all right, got myself a Phillips screwdriver here, and let's get to it. Let's check this one here. Yeah, wow, that's really not very tight, so I guess that tells, now neither was this one. That kind of tells me somebody has been in here. Doing what, I guess I don't know. Okay, this isn't tight at all on the carburetor. That's not really good, and that's not tight at all either. And the bolt is missing down here that holds this tube to the chassis. All right, well, we'll get this tube out, and thankfully, the fasteners that are there aren't tight. Some of them aren't even there, so this makes it easy. Okay, well, again, that coming out so easy kind of tells me this most likely was out, you know, fairly recently. Okay, well, I was going to say that's a little tighter than I thought. No, it isn't. Okay, well, I'm very grateful, however, that the bands and the rubber portion of this clamp are in perfect condition. Really great condition. All right, I bet this pulls right off too. Yeah, oh yeah, it just about falls off. All right, well, the screen is in good condition, and the clamps and the rubber portion are, again, in perfect condition. Very grateful for that. Oh wow, look at that, huh? Oh boy, let me zoom in on that. Yikes. I don't know what this line does, but that's really, it's going up by the handlebars. Must be a vent of some type. Okay, I see where that went on a T right here. So I'm glad to know where that goes. Okay, well, let's see here. Yeah, that just about falls off. We got ourselves a leaf. And I see there's another one down there. I'm gonna have to say, if there's a leaf involved in this operation, somebody definitely was not through the carburetor. That seems hard to believe, but that's okay. No worries. Okay, I'm gonna get a 12 millimeter because almost always that's what your choke cable connection here is. And this one here looks like a 14 millimeter. That looks to be the throttle. Everything looks good and feels really nice in the carb. I don't feel any issues, you know, through the throttle anyway. All right, let's get you guys zoomed in right there, and I'll hit that throttle so you can see everything really looks nice there. Yeah, nothing sticky going on there, so that's a good thing. Glad to see that. All right. So I'll find some wrenches here. All right, we are gonna see if we can't get this carburetor off. I have never worked on a on a 350D before, so interesting. Okay, well that does. Okay, that seems to, oh, wow. Because that didn't seem like it was threaded in properly. Look at that. Gosh, that's not what I expected when this guy told me that it had a cleaned carb. Gosh. Now you can see there it says key-in, so we know we don't have a China carb. I'm so glad that you know, because I asked the seller, I said, how about the carb? Like, because, oh yeah, he said it had a new carb. I'm pretty sure he said it had a new carb, not a rebuilt carb. I'm like, well, do you have the original? He's like, oh, I don't know. Okay, well, the carb was never touched. Now we know that. And I'm grateful that it wasn't, because I'd rather take care of it myself. And I know that I have the original carburetor. I'd rather have a dirty original than a clean China. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this should just pry off now. Yep. All right. So now we will push that forward and the cable will come out nice and easy. Very nice looking carburetor. All right, now we can just rotate the carburetor off of the throttle cable housing. And we have ourselves a beautiful carburetor that is ready to clean up. All right, good morning everyone. Let's see, we've got this kind of, to me it's kind of a strange looking carburetor. I've never worked on anything like this. Of course, as you guys know, I'm not a real experienced guy with carburetors. But we're gonna go ahead and, try to get a handle on this carb and get it cleaned up. It leaks, it overflows and leaks severely out of the bowl, out of here. So let's see if we can't get these. There, that came off nice, better than I expected. Let's see, we got this guy here. All right, got that heater warming up. I'm sorry, ultrasonic cleaner warming up. Oh my gosh. Again, the seller told me that this was cleaned. That's too bad. That's too bad. Oh well, what do you do? Wow. Yeah, that is some kind of crud. Wow. I just have to touch it. It's disgusting. Yep. Okay, well, this is a fantastic candidate for the ultrasonic cleaner, I would say. All right, now, looks like this pin's going to slide right out. Oh yeah, look at that. I didn't even need a tool to push on it. That's very appreciated. Let's see. Wow. It was hard to get this off for all the dirt that I had to drag off with it. Look at that green crud on that jet. Wow. Yeah, all right. Floats are coming out. The needle looks good. Don't see any issues with that. There's no gas in the floats. That's great. Let's see here. Well, let's get this fella out of there. So, not all of this is clear, but the jet itself, I don't know if you guys, yeah, you can see through that. So that's not plugged at all. It's just really, really dirty. Yeah. All right, I need a smaller screwdriver if I can find one in this bunch of stuff. Well, come on now. Oh, that's right, I lost one of these. I gotta find that. That's the one I'm looking for, and I don't have it anymore. Yeah, all right. Great. All right, let's see here. So this is completely plugged. There's nothing at all coming through that. And that's going to be why this machine isn't going to want to start, besides the fact that, you know, it was overflowing. And so that is completely plugged. All right, now this little rubber plug thingy, I see every rebuild kit for this has this part in it. I don't claim to know what in the world this is or what it's for, but if every rebuild kit has it, it must be kind of important. I'd like to try to get the seat out, but the way it is on this carburetor, there is nothing to grab. So maybe you just can't get that out. And you know, another interesting thing, you know, looking on eBay for the rebuild kits for this, I'd see they'd have a new needle, but no kits had a new seat. So maybe that just doesn't come out of there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and thread this out. Okay. Now I see we have some kind of a jet right here. I also do not claim whatsoever to know why or what this is, especially going from the side like that. That's kind of strange, I think. But anyway, boy, I really need to go find that screwdriver that I lost. I need that. Darn it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. This guy here, this'll work. All right, so that's nice and clear. I cannot read the number on it. I don't know, maybe you guys can see what that says there. Like 18 or something like that. I'm not sure. All right. Well, everything looks pretty good in there. Let's try the, what is this, the air-fuel ratio? The fuel screw. Let's start turning that in, just see how many out it is. 1, 2 and a half. All right. Sounds about right. Okay. Well, everything looks good there. O-ring looks to be in very good shape. Okay. Let's see. There's a spring. Okay. Yeah, I see the washer with the O-ring in there. Let's see. I think for right now, I'm gonna just let that ride, and we're gonna go ahead and put this. No, we're not. We're not done yet. Hey. We look incredibly clean in there. I am really surprised how clean that is. Ooh, that's being grumpy. Let's see. I'm gonna let that be for right now, and I just want to start cleaning because I think there's crud in there, and I don't want it to scratch the bore in down in here. I'm afraid it's going to if I fool with that anymore. If you look at I guess I don't know that I'd necessarily call it a slide, but whatever. There's kind of like, it looks like gritty debris on that. So that's why I say I don't want to scratch anything. So I'm just going to go straight to the cleaner and see how it works after half an hour or so. So I will be back and let you know how it goes. Okay, so we're back now with what looks to be a very nice clean carburetor. Yep, looks really good, you think? Just about looks new. Not bad for an 87. All right, so let's go ahead and reassemble. So, yeah, we'll get the, get on there. If things don't go well with this, then that's fine. I've got a rebuild kit coming, but we're hoping that this works. But if not, we got a plan, man. All right, so we're looking for 2.5 out. 1, 2.5. Very good. Let's see here. Who goes where? I think you go there. Nice and tight, not too tight. Let's see, you should go not. Yeah, that goes there. Pretty darn sure, right? All right, that's snug. Now this should go right there. Okay. Yeah, that goes there, right? Or did it go here? No, it doesn't go there. It goes right here. That's a problem with having not the greatest memory. Alrighty then. So now, and the tip on our needle feels really nice, very soft, which is kind of surprising for the age of it. But and of course, it's a plastic float here, so we can't just, you know, adjust the height. Let's see here. There, that's in there. Seems to work nicely. Yeah, yep, that looks good, I believe. Okay, so now we can put this back on. I don't know if there's a... Seems like it should be right there, but... That doesn't seem right. That does. Yes, that's how it goes. So you can see I can't get back off. These two tabs right here, those are going to go on the back side of this, the housing off the carburetor. Right there. So you can see it goes right, those two tabs straddle You can see there's a part on the carburetor. They go on either side of that. So, okay. And check that out. Isn't that great? What would we do without ultrasonic cleaners? And the inside has a little bit of discoloration in it yet, but yeah, looks great. All right. All right, so all we have to do then is thread back in our idle adjustment. All right, so let's see. Gosh, so it's just a bolt inside a plastic knob, so I don't know, the knob isn't very helpful. You need a screwdriver. All right, we'll give it a little bit of throttle there, or so it idles. All right, everybody, that is a beautiful looking carb. Looks really nice. Yeah, all right. So now let's see if we can remember how in the world this hose all goes back together. Alright, that's there. Let's see, that, if I'm not mistaken, goes there. This one goes to the bottom of the bowl. Okay, so then this one here, that heads on up towards the handlebars, and that one's in bad shape, so I got some new line here if I gotta like follow that all the way back to wherever it goes and replace it. This I don't recall where that goes, but no big deal. Alrighty then, well, that is a complete carb. Completely beautiful. Anyway, well, thank you for joining me here with this carb rebuild. We'll be taking this up to shop one and start getting this installed. I don't know, I may get a bunch of stuff out of my way and adjust the valves. That probably ought to be done. But anyway, yeah, all right. Well, thank you much, and we're out. Well, folks, here we are looking in the air box of our 87 TRX 350D. So that is astonishing. Well, let me get myself set up here. Sorry. All right, so what really surprises me about this is that somebody put this without a cage and without oil. It's a nice air filter, but they put it in there to the point where there's actually debris inside the new filter because you can't hardly get it in here and not get it dirty. just going to slide that on because this carburetor, in order to work, is going to have these things installed. I think the best you could ever make this thing do with, just an open carb is to fire and die. That's, I think, all you're going to get. And again, the couplers here, they're in really good condition. No problem with those. Thank goodness. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens here. I did have a battery charger on it for a while yesterday in anticipation of this joyous event, so we should be good. Yeah, all right. I got both the taillights working. They were just not plugged in. Okay. I guess let's see what happens here. I don't think I've got the battery. I would just put a jump pack on it. I had a really nice, what do you call it, a Viking one from Harbor Freight. It lasted 6 times and never worked again. So back to the old tried and true battery charger here. Sorry folks, I was really hoping to, I mean seriously, hoping to fire this up, but we are just going to have to be patient. And so that's definitely telling me we've got a weak battery. Let's go ahead and take our voltmeter just for the heck of it so we know what's what with this battery. Yeah, now I've got 1179. That's not gonna do it. Another expense. Golly. All right, so yeah, like I say, we'll get this hooked up and we'll be back as soon as we got a charged battery. So move the camera a little closer, I guess, and we are going to attempt to fire this for the first time. It's probably been on the charger now for, oh, I don't know, probably 40 minutes. And let me get some tools out of here before I lose them. Ah, that's where that wire brush went. All right. Okay, so I think everything is how it needs to be. All right, here we go. Really? That's great. Boy, that battery's a turd. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's leaking gas real bad. Real bad. All right. So, well, I guess here's the synopsis of the scenario. So, I got the carburetor really nice and clean. It's obviously working quite nicely. Other than that overflowing problem. Which is exactly what it did when the seller was trying to show it to me. So I'm waiting for the carb rebuild kit. Of course, I couldn't wait for that. But hey, that's kind of exciting. Come on. Weak battery. Ah, isn't that great? Choke cable does not work. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, it's leaking gas pretty good, so we'll have to get that carb rebuild kit, and we can take care of that easily enough. Get to cleaning this brake drum, and you know, just making it look better, plain and simple. I'm gonna get a better wire brush than that. That kind of is a little wore out. You know, if hopefully you can see, there's quite a bit of dust, you know, being released from me brushing. Well, it's mainly on the top, I guess. Now we're going to use 100% pure aluminum brightener, and yeah, we'll try to catch as much as we can here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and rinse this off with some fresh water. Okay, well, so I guess you can see what we got. So all the loose debris, of course, that's all gone, and all the sudsiness, all that stuff, that's all cleaned up, looking good. So now you can see all the ick that I'm getting off of it by wiping it down. So again, this is a good bit of work with the, you know, with all the fins in it. You got to get in there to get that clean. But you know, you're gonna be glad you did it when you step back and see the finished product. If you do take the time to get after this, I know I will. You know, this is well worth it. I love this machine. It's so cool. It's just, there's nothing like it. You know, someday they'll come out with like a rock buggy, a purpose-built rock buggy that's got a straight axle in it, front and back. You know, $10,000 in coilovers and whatnot. And everybody will say, it's the first machine with a straight axle. And the D will be sitting here like, nah, no, it's not. So, yeah, kind of a neat little machine. So, all right, well, we just about got it here, and truth be told, we've got probably about 8 minutes in this. So, yeah. That looks all right. That looks all right. And seeing as it looks all right, why don't we go ahead and spray it one more time here with brightener and see what that does. I've never done this before, but you know, let's see what happens. Okay, well, we're going to move on to a different subject here in a moment, so I will let you guys catch a break from me for a minute. I'm going to move the camera and whatnot, so, but just for, you know, to see what the difference is now in this aluminum is, so that's cleaned and that isn't. And again, you know, looking at this, you can see there's like no corrosion from salt. You know, as it corrodes and turns white, there's none of that on there. So I don't think this machine saw anything like that, you know, snow plowing up in Duluth or something. So yeah, it's a pretty nice difference. It was well worth 10 minutes of my time, that's for sure. I think. You guys let me know in the comments which one looks better. Does the right one look shinier, cleaner, or the left? I don't know. All right, thank you, folks. All right, again, we are working on our 87 350D. So I took the coil off, as you can see, and I just want to clean this up a whole lot better. And the top really isn't bad. I mean, I cleaned it with some 409 and it's really not bad, but I'd like better. So let's see what we can do. Got a fresh shop towel ready to go. All right, I'll be using some mothers. I should have some rouge, if you know what I mean, for polishing. And I could sure use a new wheel here. It's kind of been around for a while, I'm guessing. Polished a lot of stuff, a lot of aluminum in it. All right. So, all right, let's see what we got. Okay, well, you know what? I think that looks incredibly better than it had. I don't know if it really shows on camera, but boy, that's a nice difference. Well worth the small amount of time. Now the bottom here where it faces right down towards the axle basically, got a little bit of, I don't know, I wouldn't call it corrosion, but damage to the finish. Hey, that's all right. It's not a new rig. Now, this might get my finger broken, but let's go ahead and see if it does. All right, hey, yeah, that was very much worth the time, which wasn't very much. So, it's warm, I'll tell you. It's definitely heated up, but golly, that is just great. Not much invested, and you know, little things like that really do make a difference. All right, so that'll slide over and sit right there. That is going to look fabulous. Now, hold on one second, I'll be right back. Okay, so we got to have a part that goes in there yet, but a plastic part. But yeah, that's pretty nice, huh? Some polished chrome, low quality chrome, no doubt, but still polished chrome and a nice sandblast and freshly painted coil. That's beautiful. It's just great, huh? I love it.